sometimes, if things like that happen, I'm not saying we can't blame the person. I'm not saying so. But if it is not our destiny, if it is not written that that is how ìrìn-àjò yẹn máa rí, my dear ones, it won't happen like that. She go remove that belly. Are you getting me? But for her to say, òun ti ná gbàrà, òun ti ná gbòòrò, òun ò lóyún, oyún eléyìí, I'm keeping it. It means that she knows what she has been through, and we don't know. So that's why when I heard the story, because on a normal day we are supposed to say, of all the musicians, I still prefer you give birth for Pasuma than K1. K1 we don't born boy, born girl. K1 no ti bi ni olórí méjì. He has born all the bunny or the children, the born. So anybody will go born for K1, I just think that it's not worth it. Especially if K1 is not giving you face. It's not worth it. But she kept, and that was what we heard. Let's end that. Now, of course, we are looking at her. And from story, we have the story we learned is that K1 not even look aside. And what K1 to like it to fish a record again. Didn't you see this person? Lately when K1 did Ikomo, Abimoni Ikomo, Kilama Pekini yo, graduation, Wolimo. You didn't hear when K1 was saying, oh, hey, where's your mommy? Oh, just like your mommy. Ọmọ tó ti gọlọtọ báyìí, meaning he saw that child last when she was a baby. For K1 to be like, hey, you know, he was amazed at everything, how the girl turned out to look so much like the mother. If it's somebody you still saw 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it won't be so flabbergasted to that extent. He didn't even remember that they are videoing it and people will talk about it. Meaning he doesn't even care. He's used to it. I bet that is how he addresses, and he really, really liked that lady that betted Omowaye, that did Wolimo. They lived together. They live in the same house like this. They were together. They did Nikai. It was Wendy that came to displace that girl. Orúkọ ẹ̀ ti sápá mi lórí nsìn. Jemila. She's Jemila. Alima is the daughter's name. She's Jemila. She was living in the same house in Isolo, not Lagos Island. In Isolo with K1. She was living in the same house with Baba, with K1. In Isolo. That K1 now said, seeing Wendy. Because Wendy lives in London then. It was K1 that told Wendy to come to Nigeria. That's not what we are talking about. But because of the matter on ground, I just want to say, I want to K1 to like, don't say Nikai pẹ̀lú gan. Did you hear? Yes, Okota is solo. Yes. Mo like anything online leni o. I'm a boys man. I got palace way. I want me bono online leni. I want almost story everybody ni. Even Midland, going, I'm a bokpole. I like it. Emma encourage me. It goes to show that we are on the same page. We are understanding each other. You understand? So you can imagine. I want to get one fair go. I want more. Did you see Wendy's daughter one day that the father went to play in, I don't know, I think she came to Nigeria last year, that she went to the place that the daddy went to play, and she ran, and jumped on the father. Do you think that a child that saw the father a year ago will run like that? Even me, I shared the video. The day I saw the video, I was crying. The tears was, oh, how can children be deprived of their father this much? And you know all these children, you don't need to talk too much. Go and look at K1's children's eyebrow. Me ò fi parọ́ fún yín. Go and look for K1's picture. You will think that they did tinting of eyebrow for him. I've always said it. K1's children, you don't need DNA for majority of them. The ones you don't see that tinting are the ones you should do DNA for. He just like of blessed memory, Daddy Abiola, Onure Daddy wa. You understand? 80 euro like this. All Uncle Kola, all of them. Go and look at their ear. Have you seen rabbit's ear before? All of them have it. It's DNA proven from heaven. If you see all of them, their ears like this. That's how Daddy Abiola's ear was during his lifetime. And that is, you know, with money, everything that doesn't look right on you becomes very handsome. That is what trips people about MK Abiola. If it's a poor man now, they will say, but with that ear, we will say, his ear is so cute. It's so cute. That ear, K1's son is his eyebrow. Go and check his children. Go and, you understand? Go and check his children. You will think that they put eye pencil from heaven. Or they shape it. I know people that they have striking split image, carbon copy. Their lineage, you can't carry bastards there. Go and look at Alima. You people just go and, I said, you know, big girls, they would have started doing some trimming of everything. Go and look at her bro. You will see it. She didn't do makeup. Go and look at her bro. No matter what, you go and look like your mother, you must still get that bro. Fela too has it. All Fela's children, this place here is longer than their leg. If you like be tall, this place like this, Omangun, like this. I'm telling you, they have one shape like that. It's people from Kenya that run fast like that have that shape. Fela have Kenya people shape. Daddy wa Onure Inosa. I'm telling you, this thing I'm saying to you people. I'm telling you. So, we have not, that's why when some people saw Bisola's child, because of the fair complexion of the boy, I think some bloggers were now saying, the child doesn't look like MKO. I cannot agree or disagree. Except I see the child without being polished, they do picture and they, you know, natural, and I'll be able to say, if not, they need to go and do DNA for them. So I think K1, I learned, really, not really keen to that, but she doesn't care. Not really key into Bisola's childbirth, but she doesn't care because and she's been living fine as far as we know. Then some time ago, we just saw that they said she had mental problem. I don't know who was doing birthday. I think it's her birthday. Then they went to celebrate her. We just saw her online. And they said she's had mental problem for some time. Even in that video, when they told her to talk, she also affirmed mental problem in that video, except you didn't watch that video. So since then, I won't lie, sometimes she will come to my mind. Sometimes she's not there. Sometimes I don't remember. I hope that lady is okay. Because it wasn't what I then saw yesterday. That's why I needed to do this introduction. Oh, that's what we call critical analysis. You first of all go, talk background story small. Then you will go to where you are going to. I saw it. It was said that she has mental problem. That's what was said that day. A mental problem. When yesterday I was about to go to bed, I just went on Facebook and boom, the next thing I saw is Kule afford. He went to a house and said he was going to visit this person I've talked about on the little we know about her up till now. So the last we heard, or I heard of her, is that she has mental problem. In fact, she said she forgets things. So me, I was thinking, is it dementia or something? You know, I don't know. We don't know. I don't know. But we didn't hear anything about her anymore. So Kule Afford then brought this lady online. If you people know her, Saga, I want to tell her my story. And the reason why I'm going to share this story with her is to enlighten her and to tell her guidelines on what to do, and to tell her she shouldn't limit herself. It is not just a word of encouragement. I want to tell her some hardcore truth, because they asked her, he asked her, what did they say is the cause of this brain tumor? She then said, they said she's thinking too much. Now, my dear Bisola, I will tell you my story. On this certain day, sometime way back 2003, my father was alive then. My beloved father. He was alive then. Some people set me up in this country because I was selling gold, I was selling jewelry, I was selling lace. They felt threatened by my success. They then planned for me. I went to report me, because then all of us were still doing aduro. They now went to report me that this person, she must be checked. She's selling good, she's selling Swiss laces, and she will just disappear, she will appear, she will... They told them to go and do something, as in go and check me. And on this fateful day, early in the morning, at that time, I only had my first and my second. And I was pregnant at that time. I was pregnant, maybe like 2 months pregnant. I just saw, bah, 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 doorbell, bah, behold, it was immigration and police. And they sat down and told me, you still sneak out of this country? You are dealing in this, you are dealing in that. You were reported by anonymous people. We are here to search your house. Anyway, to cut the story short, it led me to the hospital. My head was pounding. I thought to myself, Danny Moshe, it was really And at that point, my husband wasn't staying with me. My husband was outside the country. I was just by myself here. So, because of this reason and many more other things, that is what made my husband to start living here. Because, you know, if you know Ireland, then a lot of men don't like to stay here. They prefer their wife to stay here. Then the man will be another place, maybe Nigeria or London, because iṣẹ́ wà here kò síṣẹ́, adúró la wá jẹ́. But I'm not a kind of person that can sit down. I must be busy. So, I was admitted in the hospital. I lost that pregnancy. But my head didn't stop aching me. Orí yẹn fọ́ mi. Orí yẹn fọ́ mi. It was bad. My husband came, met me in the hospital. And when my husband met me in the hospital, in the end, they discharged me, but I wasn't still feeling good. A lot of things went wrong for me in this country that time. I kept going. So one day, when the head did not subside after a while, I was then told to go and do MRI. Upon doing the MRI, in fact, I was in the hospital again. After all this, so I was in the hospital. Upon doing the MRI, the next thing, it was said to me that I have brain tumor. I have never shared this story with anybody on the social media. I'm sharing it for the first time. I've always said to you people, you don't know my story. If you know my story, you will know I am a child of God, as in Anonymorigba. I was diagnosed with brain tumor. What? Brain tumor? My father was very much alive this year. And Bisola, I want you to hear this story. I want you to hear this story. I was diagnosed with brain tumor. Upon diagnosing me with brain tumor, they then said it was a pituitary brain tumor. For those of you that know pituitary is where all the hormones of a woman is in our brain. Every part of all your hormones is in our brain. The first thing they did to me, before they did the MRI, it was when the head kept pounding and aching. It was scan they did. They saw something that made them say I should go and do MRI. When they did that scan and they saw something, the next thing was they put me on the wheelchair immediately. And they assigned carer to me immediately before they even went to do the MRI. Upon doing the MRI, they then confirmed it's a pituitary tumor, brain tumor. The one that regulates the breast milk, correct. Now, that was it. They brought me back to the hospital. The doctor that saw me, the first thing he said to me, when I came back with the MRI. I was in wheelchair, everything, you know. I was wheeled, like they were pushing me in wheelchair like this. The doctor that came to see me asked that who is my next of kin? Of course, my husband. He said there's something he needs to tell me. I will never forget that day. He said to me, he said, Kudrat, you have pituitary tumor. I stood up from the bed because I lay down on the bed, then I stood up from the bed. I now stood up. Because when he said he wanted to talk to me, my heart started doing ba, ba, ba. You know, I wasn't, he now told me I should say, I said, no, I prefer to stand like this. So he also stood. He wanted to talk to me by the side of, and he's a tall man. He then said to me, people with this type of situation, they will just probably live 6 months. Those were his words. 6 months. I don't know how short I am. I don't know how tall I am. But forget it. I passed out. When I heard it, I just slumped. I just heard from far, nurse, bell. They rushed me. I think that was when my husband then came. I don't know the rest of the story. I think they tried to revive me. I went dizzy. I thought that was the end of it. He then said they are going to have to refer me to a specialist hospital that are in charge of brain. And that they are the ones that will continue with me. And I called my dad. Of blessed memory to my dad. I called my dad. I told my dad, I said, Daddy, this is what I was told by the doctors. The doctor. And they have referred me to neurologist, which is at Beaumont Hospital in this country. They are neurologists. My daddy said, no. My daddy is a Muslim, a typical Muslim. My daddy said, no. Kim Jewa. When he spoke in Ijebu, normally he speaks normal Yoruba to me. But that day, the news he got from me, and I will not lie, in that, if I talk about my father on that issue, you won't understand. Now, Bisola, this is where I want you to hear something from me. There are 2 types of tumor. Because I heard you say you take medication. Now, Bisola, there are 2 types of tumor. One is benign and one is malignant or something like that. The benign is the non-cancerous, the malignant is the cancerous one. Now, when they find a tumor in your brain or anywhere, it is compulsory that they have to do these 2 tests to know or to know which kind of tumor you are suffering from. Is it the benign? Is it the cancerous one? I can tell you one thing for sure. You have been suffering this thing for the past 2 years, you said, or 3 years, I bring you a good news. You do not have a malignant one. That is one way to formally say, thank God. I can tell you for sure, because let me tell you the reason. When I was then referred to the neurologist, upon getting to the neurologist, you know, this man, maybe now is even dead. At that time I saw him, he was in his late 60s, maybe 70s, early 70s. Old. His eyes is not seeing again. He has white hair like this. He said he has been practicing for maybe 50 years, maybe 30, 40 years. He put my x-ray on the light, myself and my husband. It was for us to receive the news of which one is the diagnosis. Is it malignant or benign? He then broke the news to me. He said, you don't have the cancerous tumor. You have the benign tumor. I cried. Now, hear me good, Bisola. Hear me good. That's not the end of the journey. The story is that at least clears it is not cancerous. Hence the reason why you, Bisola, you are still alive. Because the other person or two persons that is close to people that I know then that were diagnosed with the same thing like me, they didn't stay 6 months. One man, he lived up to 6 months. He died. Another one, the woman, she didn't stay up to 6 months. She died. Because theirs was the malignant ones. And it was same thing, brain tumor. Now, the question, the man then said, this is where the challenges is. Or challenges are. Tumor grows. And when it grows, we would have no choice but to operate your brain. Did I say it clearly, Bisola? Tumors grow. And when it grows, we would have no choice than to operate the brain. A lot of time when they go and tamper with the brain, many people, some people do not come back whole, you know, like they were. And if it continues to grow, there will be no choice than to operate it. And so they exit depending on your health. And they looked at my age then. Check out my age then. I was in my 30s. Are you making sense from it? So he said to me, there are some other things we need to check in your system. He asked me a question. Are you able to get pregnant? How many kids do you have? I told him that I bettered, to God be the glory, so I lost one. He said on a normally with what is wrong with me, it's very rare to get pregnant. Hence the reason, Bisola, you hardly get pregnant. I do not know where your own tumor is situated. I'm only maybe assuming now. Sorry. You understand? Because if it's situated in your pituitary, you will hardly get pregnant. You will not even get pregnant. You will be lactating profusely for no reason. Your hormones will be all over the place. You will period today, You will sometimes not even see your period. Meanwhile, you are not pregnant. It's sometimes that there's tumor in the brain, which majority of the time in Nigeria, they do not check. You will hear stuff like, any orí kan fọ́, àpèpá ni, they pèpá. Most of the time, the sad news is that it is most likely tumor. Are you getting me? It is most likely tumor. So he was surprised. See, there are some medical conditions that you are in that is even beyond medical comprehension. Everyone's case differs. It may be the same diagnosis, but the way you will heal or it's affecting you is likely to be affecting other people differently. And that is why in the hospital, they take notes. So he said, he didn't even know that, you know, it's strange that I'm getting pregnant. It's strange. Anyway, he said this surgery is a type of surgery that is not going to be cutting from here. They are going to go from my nose to the down part that this tumor is situated back. They will have to go through the nose to go into the brain. He then said they have to place me on medication because they then did another test for me, discovered that I was my stress hormones, and there's a name they call it, my stress something was low, and my body couldn't, I couldn't withstand stress. It was low. That time they used to give me a steroid. Go and look at my shape. I mean, let me show. Oh, wow. Let me see if I can see a picture of my shape. I'll show you. Bisola, I just want to share this story with you. And cortisol. Thank you. God bless you. Cortisol. Cortisol was the steroid they were giving me. I'll show you myself. Look at me. Bisola, look at me. This was me in London with my mom. I was diagnosed. This is me. Can you see how big I was? It's the steroid that made me look like this. And that was demo in my stomach. That was demo in my stomach here. I went with Mama and Coin and my husband. We went. This is London here. I wish I have the full picture anyway. I think it's upstairs. My mom was sitting somewhere here, and that's my friend that I said betted for barista. She was also there. We all sat down. But that is me. See me. That is me. I will show you another one just so that you see. See me. Look at me. See. Sorry, I'm coming. Bisola, I'm coming. I'm trying to look for that picture. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I want to just show you how badly. One moment. Emma Beno. Picture yẹn wá dà báyìí. Emma Beno. Some pictures you just keep. I'm trying to show the picture of when I was traveling with the kids. It's just a video of it that I see here. I can't see the main picture. Let me see if I can just show you the video. See. Let me see. See it. See me. Can you see? See me. Can you see? Can you see? That was me. That was when I was going to see my mom in London with my kids. Can you see the shape that I developed because of taking steroid? You will have one kind of shape. Go and find out this thing I'm saying. It was the cortisol that, you know, see it. Can you see me? That was when we were going to see my mom in London. When my mother saw me, she was scared. Bisola, she was scared. My daddy had told her that, you know, everybody should just be calm. My daddy was even saying I should come back home. He would send DHL. My daddy would send, you know, this herbal Chinese. They said Chinese, something that Chinese put in their nose. They will take it in. You will be, my daddy will send herbal things to me, DHL it, and I was drinking it. I was putting my, all those things were just for good health. That is not the solution, to be sincere. But my daddy was always telling me not to worry. He's not going to bury any of us, that I'm not going to die, and like that. So that was my daddy's part. That was my daddy's part. So now, they now placed me on that steroid. They placed me on that steroid. I don't know if that's what you are taking. I don't know what you are taking to help me. And of course, to monitor the situation, the tumor. Now, Bisola, can I tell you something? I was on that steroid throughout for years, and I will go for MRI. It was formerly twice a year. Later, it became once a year. They were trying to see if it will get bigger. If it gets bigger, there's nothing they can do. I have to go in for surgery. That was the only time I now left everything to God. And I was taking my medication. I was taking the steroid. When I'm pregnant, they will be giving me steroids, cortisol. When I want to give birth, they will put 100 milligram of cortisol to give birth so I can have strength. I can't stand stress, Coco. They were trying to use it to help my brain. I don't know the medication you are on. Then can I tell you? It didn't stop there. I continued my life. I became so close to God. I continued the medication. I continued doing everything that I was doing. I was taking it easy. At first year, 2 years, I waited 6 months, and since God didn't take my life, I became more hopeful. I said, releasing my body, you know, to be happy again. I was very down. I was so scared. That's how you will feel. But can I tell you the truth, Bisola? Listen to me. If you did not die those times, these 2 years, I bring that good news to you. You do not have cancer of the brain. It is most and very likely it is benign. Now, how your doctors are taking care of it is what I don't know. If you are doing MRI and checking it and it's not growing, you are lucky. If it's growing small, that is not good. But if it's not growing because they said they gave you medication and it's shrinking, it was just how many years ago? 3 years ago or 4 years ago